Oh man, so both ALGORAND and COTI are both hovering precariously at key breakout levels to the upside. Can they show some strength to push through the little bit of sideways action they're currently seeing to head to our price targets? We're going to take a look at the charts right now because as you can see, just as a reminder, on ALGORAND, we're forming this huge continuation pattern, okay? This is a triangle pattern which we've broken out technically, but we're showing a bit of weakness in our breakout. The volume is not there, and we're going to take a look at what do we need to do, because if we can break out cleanly from this Algorand price target, we are heading to $2.77 on Algorand. If we break out to the downside, enter back in this triangle, we could be seeing lows of 164. So what needs to happen on Algorand? Well, let's take a look at the hourly chart, because we're forming a critical pattern here, which I need you guys to take a look at, because if we can break out of this pattern, in fact, let's look at it on the 4 hourly. If we can break out of this yellow channel, we could be fulfilling our broader triangle breakout, and that's what we need right now on Algorand. So you can see we're in this white wedge, which I've just kind of drawn out of. It's a bearish pattern. We headed down, and we broke down, and we got resistance at the bottom of the wedge here, okay? So that was us. We got our support. We came back into the channel, and now I've drawn the larger yellow channel, because if you can see, we're baying this wider yellow channel. You can see this beautiful bounce here with 1, 2, 3, 4 strong 4 hourly candles showing strength from the bulls, saying we do not want to be lower than $1.79. The support at $1.79, we're not losing that mark. Now, if we do break to the downside, we can head to the bottom of this wedge, which is $1.64, like I'm saying. But if we can break to the upside, guys, if we can break to the upside, I'd want to be seeing us heading to, not only would this mean a breakout from this pattern in order to head back over to $2, but it would then mean we can get to the top of the wedge up here, sitting at $2.09, but then heading towards our longer term price target of $2.77-ish, okay? Because what that will mean is if we're breaking out of this small yellow channel here to the upside, not only can we reach this first yellow line and then the second yellow line, but now we're breaking out of the bigger pattern, which is taking us to our larger time frame target. So this is a really important time frame, or important level for Algorand on many time frames. We've been in this triangle for a long time. You can technically extend that triangle if you wanted to, which we'll have to keep an eye on. Are we forming more of a wedge, a downward facing wedge? We could adjust these patterns, but in essence, we're getting the same continuation pattern. And the key now for Algorand is to choose to break out here with big volume to the upside. And that's what we want to see from Algorand. We've not seen volume in here for a long time. The last bit of volume was probably sat at about this candle on the daily and a couple of here. And obviously the big volume came in on our initial push up here. But we are due that on Algorand now. If I bring out the EMA ribbon as well, you guys will be able to see that we are still super bullish on Algorand. So anybody who's stressed about the Algorand, you guys just don't have high conviction right now. This is not a bearish coin, right? We've not broken to the downside. We're not even close to the bottom of the wedge here. When we start talking about losing $1.52, okay, first $1.64 and then $1.52, that's when we're in a bearish territory, right? That's when we're breaking out. But we've not even lost the EMA ribbon. We've not even penetrated the EMA ribbon deeply. So we've had this wick down low here going back 12th of October, but since then we've shown good signs of strength. And if anything now, if we can get a clean green candle tomorrow about here, just completely not touching the EMA ribbon, that would be a real sign of strength, and it will start confirming our breakout to the upside. Let's check it on the 4 hourly, because it's good to see if we're bullish or bearish on the 4 hourly as well. And you can see this is where our battles have been occurring. As we've been trading in this yellow wedge, you can see that we've been fighting with the EMA ribbon. We're bearish, we flip bullish, right? We flip bearish, we flip bullish, we flip bearish. Very bearish, right? Breaking out, back to bullish. Run back up, nope, send back down, bearish. So on the 4 hourly time frame, we can't see a consistent uptrend on Algorand. They've not been able to sustain that consistent uptrend. But if they can get to the top this time, they'd have tested it not only, they would have not only tested this wedge once, twice, 3, 4. This would be the 5th time they're testing this channel. That you can really expect us to break out not only past this wedge at $2, but also to the top of the wedge at $2.09. And that will set up the pattern for us to break out of the wider triangle. Okay, so that's what we're seeing on Algorand. Let's take a look at COTI as well. Because COTI, let's start with the day frame on COTI. we've got a lot of stuff going on with Coti as well. We're sitting at 50 cents right now, and it's just another example of Coti going sideways for quite a while. And this has surprised a lot of us, including myself, because we have gone sideways for a long period of time. And I'm going to get to very shortly what level we need to break out right now, because we're forming a pattern on Coti which we need to break out of right now. But in essence, what I want to look at first is the EMA ribbon, because again, just like with Algorand, we have not flipped bearish, okay? We've not even penetrated the EMA ribbon to the bottom rungs. We did here, and you saw the volume with which Coti fought back. It said we are not flipping bearish, and it flipped back. We came back down and had a cooling off. I call this a cooling off. This is a bit longer, and that's why I can see people are frustrated, but you've got to put that in the context of what's going on, not only with this being a Cardano play, which is notorious for sideways movement, Cardano, but also the fact that Bitcoin's had its moment of strength. I mean, as I'm recording this video, Bitcoin's trying to get back to $63,000. That's gonna have an impact on small market cap coins, right? You've got the meme coins pumping as well. Whenever these things happen, they suck out liquidity into those projects. People are putting their money in Sheep, they're putting their money in Bitcoin, they're putting their money in Solana, and good projects like this, these are great accumulation periods for me. I love it when people aren't paying attention. You've seen my Phantom videos. I don't like that people are paying attention to Phantom because I want to accumulate some more, right? So we've got to be a bit greedy in this game as well. So let's hit over to the 4-hourly chart, because what I want to show you is this very important wedge. And in fact, this yellow line becomes more prominent on the daily chart. So if I show you this daily chart, ever since we back in on 22nd of October, so 3 days ago, we started entering this downward channel. Now we finally got a good clean breakout. We're getting a bit of a retest, which is perfectly fine, guys. If we come back and we retest and we get a clean bounce off, this could be not only taking us to the 54 cents mark, but also to the top of the wedge at 55. But more importantly, then, we'll be able to start heading back upwards on our trend, because if we can get out of that system there, if I can show you, if we can get back out from there above 55, okay, and then head towards 59, then we can carry on to go and test our 66 line. Now, my concern now is this now has sustained longer than we would have thought from a cup and handle. So we're in this long-term cup and handle pattern, and we got our breakout, right? Now, this could have been a retest if we broke out by here. If we broke back up, it could have been a retest of the neckline. As it stands, we've been hovering at the neckline for too long that I suspect our momentum has slowed down on Coti. Okay, so we're going to need to break out of this uptrend and really build strength the long way to head back up to 66 cents and break it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for Coti. But I want to remind you guys from, let's even look at the weekly chart, sorry. This coin has been doing amazingly, right? So you can see here this initial breakout, came back down, cool off, flipped bearish very briefly here for a couple of weeks on Coti, but ever since it's been on absolute tear. And if this is what I mean by this is how well Coti's doing. Look at the extension, look at the distance on here between the EMA ribbon. Okay, this is how bullish this is. So on a weekly time frame, if you invested in this in the long term, this could even come down to the EMA ribbon at 37 cents, it can come down to 35, 33, and you wouldn't be super concerned. That could still be a calling off, just like you had here. Right? So when this was running here, imagine we paused up here and we said, guys, imagine this came from 59 cents. It came back down to the bottom there, 12 cents. You'd think I'm crazy, right? So that on this coin here, let's see if I can get my measurement tool. So if you're going from that point there all the way to the bottom there, that's a 79% retracement. But that's what happens. These are small market cap coins. So if you're holding for many weeks like this chart is showing, months, then you've got to expect retracements. And you do get those in the cycles, and you've got to be able to navigate those if you have high conviction. If you don't have high conviction, you're the one panicking here, because these are still two green weekly candles with great extension from our weekly time frame. So overall, good setup still from Algorand and Coti. Like I said, from a weekly basis and a daily basis, we're not worried about it. The charts are bullish. From an hourly and 4-hourly charts, yes, we've been a bit sideways, and we need to show strength. They're both creating still nice bullish patterns to break to the upside. We've been through both of those, and if they can show some strength to really push to the upside, we could be hitting our targets on both these coins. Coti's really got to get through that 66 mark, and I think the next time it goes to test, because it's taken its time now, it's cooled off, the next time it comes to test with volume, we should get a clean breakout on Coti. Now, please don't forget, it will move when Cardano moves. For whatever reason, Cardano is not moving. Cardano's moved, it's up 0.9% today, when Algorand's up 5%, Phantom's up 6%, and a lot of other coins, Link and Dot, are moving. Ethereum is up 1%, and that and Bitcoin is up 3%. So Cardano, for whatever reason, is having its moment off. It does that. I've shown that to you many times on this channel. And now that Coti has a partnership with Cardano to be the JED coin issuer, they're going to be very correlated. So there you have it, guys. There's my update on ALGORAND and Coti. If you like my perspective and blend between technicals and fundamentals, then as always, please hit the like button and subscribe. Consider becoming a member of this channel by hitting the join button. You'll get that nice sticker next to your name to show you were one of the OGs and you'll hear from way back before we were at 3,000 subscribers, and it will help support this channel. I'll also leave a link to our Discord channel, which is free, new public Discord server. Head over there, find like-minded people, talk about your favorite cryptos and stocks, ask questions, speak to the community. I'll be in there answering questions too, and I'll see you in the next one.